Okay guys, one last thing I'm going to quickly look at is something we started to explore a little bit, and this will be sort of like the last one I do because I don't want to give you guys too much to work on for this first set of videos. And when you were building your post boxes last week, a couple of you started making them from separate geometry, which is what we had asked you to do, but then obviously you didn't have any way to affect these pieces as a whole. Now I know you've looked at select and link, which we found sort of paired things together in the hierarchy sort of table, and we could use that to drag them around, but it didn't let us connect anything. They were still almost separate objects. The trick I'm going to show you now is how we can start connecting multiple objects together so we can make more advanced shapes. All I've done here is I've created two standard boxes and turned them into editable polys. And all we're going to do is use the tool called attach. So if we click that, as you can see I've highlighted a box and that one's still white, this one isn't. If I just click onto this and then right click when I'm finished, as you can see both these boxes now highlight, so I can begin editing and affecting these. Say we created an object that these were connected together and you wanted to deselect them. Now we can do this in a number of ways. Because these are both sort of the same object, say I go into faces and highlight that, I can come over here back to where attach was and I can hit detach. What's going to happen is it's going to ask me to give it a quick name, and it's going to detach the element or detach as clone. We're just going to leave those alone for now, but if you just let it name itself as object 1 and hit OK, and then we hop out of polygon mode again, as you can see they're now separate again. This is a good way for, say, if you created your post box and you had loads of geometry here and you wanted to pull the top off and edit it, you could highlight those faces and detach them. I'm just going to show you a few of the features of attaching things. So I'm just going to attach those together again, like we just seen. And say, for example, I wanted these to be one box. I could hop into polygon mode, and I could delete these two faces. They're the same object, so just hit Control to hold the face. And then I can make use of several different tools, but I'm going to use Bridge, like we saw last time. So I highlight that. And then because these are now the same object, oops, got to be careful. Make sure you're selecting the same ones. So if we just try doing it this way, select edge, and then edge, and hit bridge, there we go. It's just messing up a little bit, but if you guys just select the edges you want and hit bridge, as you can see we can start to build that into one solid piece. Because that's now got an edge around it, just use cap to finish it. So these are one solid item now, so we can delete these edges out because we don't need them. It's a waste of geometry, so we've got more polys than we need. And all we need to do that is we can highlight the edges that we want to delete. So you've got to be careful with this, because obviously if you just click and drag over like I just did, you're going to select more edges than you want. So just go around, quickly grab the edges, and then a lot of you are going to be tempted to hit delete. If you do that, you're going to destroy all the geometry around whatever you're trying to delete. So we can hit backspace, but that's going to cause problems there. It's deleted everything out of that one. So we have to be very careful with what we're selecting. So if we hold Alt to deselect, so start deselecting them, and hit backspace, and now we're only deleting out what we want. If we hop over to vertex, you'll notice we've still got these points here, and that's not what we want. So if we undo that, and go back to our edge, and hit Control and backspace, it deletes those out for us. Make sure you always use Control and backspace, because if you don't, you're going to start deleting either out faces that you don't want to, or you're going to leave vertexes behind and you're going to get some strange geometry. One last thing I'm going to show you, because I've just remembered it, is remember the connect tool and how to do ring selects. So if you select one edge and then hold shift and click the next, it's going to go in the direction of where you're clicking, and that will work for faces, verts, edges, anything. And one quick thing I'm going to show you is the connect tool has different features. We used it to connect two verts up. If I hit settings now I can start adding in different sections. I can move them around. I can pivot them about, so slide them along. So a lot of the tools have a lot of uses, and we don't really have time to cover them all in sort of a structured fashion. So I advise you just start experimenting with them on your own and see what you can come up with. So I hope these videos have been useful to you guys. What I'm going to do is, for next lesson, we're going to be making an object. I'll try and make a tutorial video for you to get the basics done, and then it'll be up to you guys to carry on from there. So I hope you find these useful, guys, and if you do, let me know and I'll make some more.